Hey, teacups, welcome to another live episode of Tea with Teash podcast. I'm your host, Teash, and today we have one of the biggest guys in music right here from Kansas City, Joseph Edward Macklin, which is Joblaq to the community. And we're going to tell about a whole lot of a lot. His music journey, what he's been working on as far as this huge ordeal for the city, and I can't wait. So once we get him popped in, we're going to go ahead and grab him and get this thing rolling. So hopefully you guys have had a wonderful Saturday thus far. Tease to you. And then we're going to get to it here in a minute. And so like I said, we will be talking to Joblaq himself, multi-platinum Grammy nominated creator for the stars like Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, Jill Scott, Diana Ross, Evan Ross, and more. This dude is super dope, real lit. And so now that we see that he's on scene, let's go ahead and grab him real quick because he has a whole lot of information and a whole lot of things that I'm just trying to get the deets on. So let me, I got no Instagram plays 100%. So let me go ahead. Kansas City, it gets no better than that. No better than that. So, what's going on? What's going on?
What's going on, good people? How y'all feeling?
Not much, man. So, as I was telling everybody, you are from here in Kansas City and you are just one of the dopest guys around doing this music thing. And a lot
Thank
of
you.
people really don't know what time it is with you. So, I had to be the one to get the tea on it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, as I was telling everybody in your introduction, multi-platinum Grammy nominated creator for the stars, like Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, the list goes on. What? Like that's nuts in itself. So let's get to it. Like, how did you get started in all of that?
I grew up in the church. My father's a pastor, and pretty much everybody in my family pastors or missionaries or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's where the love came from. My Uncle Paul was the first person to my Uncle Paul and Aunt Regina, they're the first person to have a studio session that I would go to.
Uh huh.
And that kind of would I'll tell people that kind of changed my life for the rest of my life because to know it was possible. And sometimes it's just being able to see something that you've never seen before in real life. It impacts you in a way. It's like, all right, this is something that is
Yeah.
possible, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And so from there, but before that, I was playing basketball. And so played at Colorado State, and music really was cool. I just would, use that as a,
Right.
pickup line sometime, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
But my friends will always be like, bro, you actually good at this, bro. Hey, bro, you actually good. And so I say about 2003, I had came back home from playing basketball overseas, and then literally talked to a guy, and he introduced me to my mentor, Craig Lindsay. And man, Craig really taught me everything that I needed to know about the music. And I mean, that really was skyrocketed me. And I took some trips to LA and then ended up moving to LA. And that's kind of really what got me there.
Okay, so the crazy thing is, this is a dream come true for a lot of people. So it sounds like you were just super linked already, but didn't realize the magnitude of how it would transform into this big old thing.
Mhm.
First of all, this Black situation, we didn't plan this, everybody, but this is one of those cool, chill, this is like Victor Newman type thing where you know it's about to go
Yeah,
down. So he throw on Black. So I don't know, it was just vibing. So
yeah.
had to put that out there. So you are the man behind Distrct's multimedia hub, which I'm excited to talk about. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
so it's going to have a recording studio or multiple recording studios,
yeah.
content creation suites, podcast booths, live event space designed for artists, producers, and creators that want to just get in there and really show stop. Oh my God! So what made you think about doing that?
Well, like I'm from Kansas City, and LA, when you get to see stuff like in LA, you're like, man, they got all the access to everything. And, coming back home, my father was on his kind of decline. I came back home, still living in Los Angeles. And I'm like, man, they still ain't got no resources for the
Ain't that
kids. They still don't have
crazy?
I graduated in 1999, and I'm like, y'all still ain't got nothing? This is wild.
Right, we so
You know,
behind.
yeah, we behind, but I think the reason that happens is because a lot of us that have some success in the game, they don't come back.
Yeah, yeah,
And so it leaves our kids at a deficit because they don't know it, like it did for me. They don't know that this really is something that it exists, that can really
yeah.
happen, that is really like a real life 9 to 5 job, right?
Okay.
And so I literally wanted to just be some type of inspiration because I needed that growing up,
Yeah.
you know. Instead of trying to go chase a dream that I knew nothing about, I'm saying, hey man, you could do that same thing here. We got the space for it, everything that you need, all the equipment, everything that you've ever thought of creating. Let's do it here in one space.
Well, I
So
think that's dope. So it looks like you're sitting in there right now and it's progressing nicely. I
yeah.
love to see it. You know,
Hmm.
all of us creators, all of us podcast hosts, people that are inspired to do movies and things like that, we are giddy about it. Like, I've been
Yeah.
watching the process, every video you post, and I'm like, you know what? That'd be a dope atmosphere to set up for a live show. So, you know,
Yes.
I'm all ears. I'm
Yeah.
like, so yeah, check us out. That's really dope that you're doing that, though. We appreciate it, and we cannot wait to get in there and make some magic happen. Just know
Yeah.
that.
Thank you so
So,
much.
of
I'm looking forward to
course,
having y'all. Looking forward to having y'all here. I'm
of
excited.
course, absolutely. So, you just came back from Atlanta, right?
Hmm.
Now, Atlanta is like, I want to say a second home for me, but not really. But it's so much love from down there. I've met some incredible people. I've had some of the amazing celebrities on my show, especially Christina Johnson and Brayley
Hmm.
Evans. Love them. So, what
Yeah.
is it? What was it like for your trip to go down? Because maybe I'm behind, but I still don't know who you went down there to work with. I know you were with Vito not too long ago. So, who was
Hmm.
it this time around?
So, I got a Korean artist that we signed. He's really big. He's a Korean R&B artist, and so and I have another artist named YG. We call him Five now.
Yeah.
But I connected Felly. If you don't know who Felly is, Felly the voice. He's the one who wrote "Good Good" for Usher. He wrote "In My Bed" for Chris Brown. He's written. He wrote "Drip" for Jacquees. He's man. When I tell you, he's that guy. He's that guy. And he's got a lot of hit records coming out soon that we all gonna be singing to. But
That's
I just
dope.
yeah, I've been blessed to link up with him through my brother Drizzy, who is I connected through somebody I used to date.
Yeah.
Me and Ludacris were cool and got cool through that person. And Dre is Ludacris's cousin, so we've been
Okay.
tight ever since. And but yeah, so like Dre introduced me to Felly, and we've been writing records, and I've been going to Atlanta a lot, especially now since I've been building out,
Yeah.
just so I can get in my space of writing and producing and getting back to it and staying consistent. But
Yeah.
me and Felly been writing some amazing records, and then my family down there, Soleil, if y'all know Soleil,
Yeah.
that's my cousin,
Yeah. Okay.
and her daughter Dream, she's a dope producer too. So been going down there checking in on with them and just getting into that scene in Atlanta.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Like I said, just to know that somebody from Kansas City is moving massively and also giving back at the same time, you have to salute those types. And we definitely salute you from here
Thank you.
because you're doing so much. And it's not just for you, it's for the culture.
Mhm.
So big up to you for real.
Thank you so
So
much.
your love for music obviously it's been in your blood for a very long time. So you are so accomplished and like I said, made the culture of Kansas City proud. So how does that make you feel knowing that you are making such a difference for people?
Well, a lot of the people here made a difference for me. They allow me to be a dreamer. They allow me to be in a space where I could find myself. They allow me to really understand and get that grit because you need that grit to be able to survive in this world. Um, and especially Kansas City, and I'm from Wyandotte County. It's always taught me like, hey, we the best. Regardless of what anybody may think, I believe Kansas City can compete with any city in this any city, any state, anywhere,
For
anytime, any
sure.
place, right? And so I'm just like blessed to be a part of a movement, and I'm blessed to be able to say, man, these people from whether it be my basketball coach, whether it be from my music teacher, or whether it just be my second grade teacher, Miss Young, or just all these people inspired me and saw something in me to push me. And so, like, how dare I um, disrespect my hometown, and what kind of man would I be if I didn't come back home to share the resources that I had gained these last few years with the people here, with the future, the kids.
Yeah.
That I would feel like an imposter, and so. Nothing against nobody that leaves and doesn't come back.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just like, man, I want to force the people that did leave to want to say, oh, we can come back.
Yeah.
We got things now. You know what I'm saying?
I
The cultures
understand.
in the Kansas City. So
I understand 100%. Like I said, even with me doing what I'm doing, dreams are massive. But
mhm.
I would definitely come back and show love because this is home. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
You have to pay homage to your roots and where it all started. So I feel that a lot. Now, congratulations on being a part of the Love and R&B concert at Municipal Auditorium April 5th.
yeah.
How did that come about for you to be hosting that? Because everybody gonna be
Man,
in attendance.
it's
So
gonna be crazy. I think that's gonna be a great one.
yeah,
I got a call from Rio. Rio hit me up and was like, "Man, we gotta have you on, man." I'm like, "Man, count me
yeah,
in, bro. Count me in."
yeah.
And so it was a blessing to be able to be a part of that. And I like being a part of concerts. We just brought who did we bring? Carl Thomas and Dave Hollister this summer,
Okay,
and Latoya Luckett, and we brought them in for a concert that was amazing. And so I'm really gearing up, especially with the event space that we're creating now, to do more events and have more concerts, whether it be just really intimate concerts. But I think it's so necessary for the hometown.
that's gonna be amazing. I didn't get to make that concert, but I did see pictures and videos that everybody
Mhm.
posted, and I
Yeah,
was like, that was a lit scene.
yeah,
So anything that goes on in Kansas City, I feel like carry a lot of weight because you see a lot of people post, you see a lot of people come from out of
yeah,
town just
yeah,
to be down. So that's tea, really. So I guess I'm more excited than you are just to know that this concert is going down.
yeah,
Now, for those that don't know, Tyrese, John B, we ain't heard from him in a while, but I'm excited for that.
yeah.
Kiki Wyatt always shut
Oh
things
my
down.
God.
And so, yeah, and Case, by the way. So for you to be hosting amongst those types, which this is something that you do all the time, so it's
Mhm.
really like second nature.
Mhm.
How does that make you feel knowing that you get up close and personal to still network, still socialize, and pretty much commune with those that are moving as big?
Yeah. I, I mean, to me, it's a true honor,
Yeah,
because and it lets me know that real R&B isn't dead.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna show up for the artists that's super solid. From Tyrese, you can't deny Tyrese.
right.
The hits. John B grew up on John B. You can't deny that.
Exactly,
Kiki Boy,
exactly.
she gonna sing you down. You know what
Everybody
I'm saying? And she
gonna
gonna
be
make you laugh.
crying and
Oh,
all that,
what?
and hugging
You know.
folks, and
And then Case, that's those are just it's all nostalgia, but it lets you know that music transcends past anything, past uh language barriers, besides past time. I just think music's the universal language, and to be a part of something like this and to know it's gonna be rocking,
man,
I
it's gonna be insane.
yeah,
It's gonna be just
yeah,
out of this world. Cause I call YG and K Town. I call them little brothers, obviously,
yeah,
because I'm oldest, however.
yeah,
But they have really been making some strides to be young men. And every time I see them pop out, I'm like, you know what? They one step closer.
yeah,
So to see them a part of it
hmm
is nuts to me. I'm just
yeah,
like, like you said, the generation, the newcomers, it's just lit. Like, how
yeah,
could you not
yeah,
get excited to see
yeah.
that?
KC5
Yeah.
I'm trying to get people accustomed to
Right.
five. We got to switch them up a little bit. But and K Town, even Brandocious, and just to see those guys come together, because they're all
Yeah.
talented, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
iron sharpens iron, and I'm trying to get them to. Well, I don't have to try to get them to understand. They already doing it on their
Yeah.
own. They coming together, whatever the naysayers and all the hate, whatever comes their way, I said, block all that out.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, y'all coming together to make this movement and creating great music. And that's all that really matters. The music's going to transcend, the music's going to do what it does. And I'm excited to see them boys really get their rightful place in the
Yes.
game. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So,
these last few hits that they made, I was just like, okay, like especially Maybelline with Five and
mhm.
K Town,
Yeah,
crazy. And
crazy.
then when you get into these other two hits with all three of them, I'm just like, now if ain't nobody rocking with it, what y'all really doing?
What
Because
y'all doing? Because they
it's
some
nuts.
smashers.
Like,
You can catch me in the background on one of them ones.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
just real cool.
yeah, this, it's the vibe, and to me, you could put them up against anything that's out right now, and I think
Yeah.
that it is going to be competing. It's going to win. It's going to do what it do, and I think now it's just really getting the support of the hometown. It's really, and if the hometown doesn't support, we're gonna make sure that everybody supports because sometimes we start supporting when the other cities
Yep.
and countries start
Yep.
supporting. But
Yep. And
but
that's so
we
crazy.
but I'm thinking we're gonna change that narrative too. I think this is gonna help people and everybody rally around each other and really say, man, let's put our energy into making this happen for our hometown. And I think that's and the three right people to do it. Those
Yep.
guys.
And they sound good together. It's undeniable.
Yeah.
The vibe, like I said, the brotherhood that you see
Mhm.
and that you feel through their music. Hey, they know Big Sis is gonna always
Yeah.
ride.
Yeah. I
So
love it. I
I
love
love it
it.
straight up. So now, the whole concept of this space that you've created is basically, like I said, the set to be a magical mecca for entertainers. Oh my God, is there a release date? Because I know that you've been working diligently to get it popped
Mhm.
off. Because you've come a long way from when you first started
Oh yeah.
showing us, the start of it. But as I can see, you on your way. So can we look at something this summer? What we looking at?
Oh, we popping this summer. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be on, and
Okay.
I ain't really even got to, show the whole building and what we, all the other rooms that we have, but and I ain't even got to talk about the rooftop. So, like,
We'll be
yeah,
down there.
yeah. Summertime is gonna be very special, and we looking
Yeah.
forward to really launching this thing off. So I'm really when we set that date for the grand opening, I need everybody to pull up.
Oh, you know
Um,
I'm down.
yeah, so it's gonna be we're gonna make it right, and it's just gonna be that space that I think is gonna welcome all walks
Yeah.
of life. You know what I mean? And that's the important thing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's up. So, when the doors open at some point, what exactly do you want everybody to see as it comes to life? Like your vision, I'm referring to. So, whenever those doors like magically open, everything, the lights is on, everything is popped off.
Mm.
What is the takeaway that you want for people to get out of that? Like, damn, this is dope, or
Yeah.
oh, let me set up, or like, what do you want to see out of this?
I want what I want to see out of it is creatives come, and I call it. It used to be a group called when singers meet. I want it to be like when creatives meet,
Yeah.
and to see that thing, people just say, "Hey, oh, you do this? I'm doing it right now." It's a print shop that's in here. It's called Local Print Shop,
Yeah.
and I go over there, knock on their door, like, "Hey, I got this, that I need, that I'm thinking that I want to get done." And like, "Oh, we can do that."
Yeah.
And so I think the synergy around like knowing that there are other people in the space, other artists that can help in some facet, and see the collaboration of people come together, and people feel like I don't really gotta leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and just want to be here. And that's why it was super imperative for us to do memberships. We wanted to also have a where people can do memberships and monthly memberships like they would do
Yeah.
the gym.
Yeah.
And the difference between our membership is, we works and all those other spaces, they give you a desk and maybe some coffee, but we're saying you also have access to the equipment. You have access to the studios. You have access to the content creation rooms. You have access to the open space area. You got discounted rates for the event space,
Mm.
and so we got the LED wall. We got a psych wall coming up. Just all those
Yeah.
things that you need as an artist, that you need as a creative. It's just in one place. So I
Well,
want
I'm
people to be like,
excited. I'm
yeah,
excited because in my mind, I was visualizing right then. Like, so when I get in there and do a live show, can I prop up like some teacup thing?
oh
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can
yeah,
I really do?
oh yeah,
I'm
oh
excited. I
yeah.
want to sit outside right now. Like,
Uh,
when they gonna hurry up? Because that's
that's
gonna
what
be
I'm doing. You see where
dope.
I'm at? I'm here every day.
Yeah.
Like, what we doing? Well, go on.
Right, right.
What can
That's
I do?
dope. That is a
Yeah,
one-stop shop. That's like I said, that's the mecca for entertainment.
yeah,
Everything that you could dream of trying to do as a creative, it's all going on. And I really
mhm,
do feel like a lot of people are gonna be in touch with that membership.
yeah,
Because of
yeah,
course, studio time and things like that, that stuff costs and it's not cheap. So if you pay that one set membership, you can come
mhm,
in whenever,
mhm.
lock in, do your thing until next time.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the
Oh,
thing. I think that was the thing when I could always, it was always an unbalance to me. Like, I can go to LA and record for cheaper than I could in Kansas City.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have people that would rather fly, they like, and we get the ambiance, and I'm just gonna fly to LA. It's cheaper for me to get a hotel room and book a studio out there because of the
Yeah.
rates we were getting for the studio. And so I was like, man, we got to create something that is affordable, obtainable, because I know we all want to make money and I know we want to push things
Yeah.
forward, but we also have to provide spaces for people to say, I got time to be creative.
Yeah.
I have space to be creative. It costs, but it didn't cost me so much where I only got paid for a studio session. I paid $100 and got 2 hours,
Yeah.
but that 2 hours went by like 10 minutes and I couldn't
Yeah.
get anything done really. So that's been our biggest space of thinking was giving us with the memberships and keeping studio costs affordable. We're doing like 12-hour blocks for 250 or $260.
That's
Um,
cool.
you, yeah, so I mean, it's nowhere in Kansas City that you can get a 12-hour session with a A1 studio for
Wow.
$250 for 12-hour block. So we want to introduce to that. We got a 6-hour block that they can get for $200. So it's just all those things that, I felt like the creatives in the city were missing. Content creation rooms. If you get a membership, have access to it whenever you want, set up your time and go for it. That's the
That's
thing.
what's up.
Yeah. So I want people to have the access to the rooms. And also, if you ain't got the equipment, we got it here, because that stuff costs too,
Okay,
you know.
it do. Cause I got some mics that I had bought when I first started my podcast. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get this condenser,
Yep.
get these two mics, get this
Hmm.
thing. I ain't never set it up. I don't know how to set it up. So
Yeah.
that's good to know that if I pop in there, all I gotta do is sit on down, set
Yep.
whatever extra stuff
Yep.
that I'm gonna use for the moment
Yep.
to get that vibe going, and then I ain't got to worry about nothing else. Cause it's a lot of people that really ain't tech savvy, and I'm one of them. So that's cool to
Exactly.
know. I'll be
And
getting membership.
and
Don't worry
and
about
the
it.
and the beautiful thing is I have our kids, the future. They're going to be here interning. We got them with paid internships, so
Shut
they'll be able to
up.
help work that. So for somebody like yourself that's saying, "Hey, I don't know," our kids will be able to say, "Oh, we got this. We can work this. If we're interning here, we'll work your session. We'll work your podcast,
That's
and they'll
cool.
record it for you." And then that way, our kids are not just left after they get their credentials and their certifications with us. They actually have a home to be at. They can say, "We're making money, mom. We're making money, dad." And
Yeah,
I can keep them off the streets as much as possible. That's really my mindset, my main key.
that's
Yeah.
amazing. And I like that you said that because there's so many of them that are lost out there. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're getting the love at home or not, or whether they are, full time, but they just don't have anybody to believe in them as far as their dreams
Yeah.
and things like that, other than their peers. So just
Mm,
to know that they're making money, they're learning
mm,
discipline, they're learning what it takes to really maneuver the real world,
mm.
life skills, and they're enjoying themselves and they're helping people like those that are aging gracefully.
Yeah.
But you're creating a place for everybody. Ain't nobody left out.
Nobody. Nobody's left out.
That's
I
gonna be
I
new.
never believed in that. I never believed people left out, excluding people. No, I think everybody should have a place to be and feel at home. Right.
Okay, well, cool, cool. So, what else do you want everybody to know as far as anything that you have coming up,
Mm.
anything that we haven't touched on? Because I want to make sure that people know really what time it is with you, how to book certain things, if
Mm.
it's something that they need to book.
Yeah.
What is it? What's tea?
Well, the T is we opening this space, and I really want this to be a hub for creators to come to. And so, I want everybody to tap in. I have the website, but I'll give it to you where people can go and see what all will be offered
Okay.
here in this 7,000 square foot space. In and really just tune in with that. Also artists, YGKC5, super talented. Baby Line, our Korean artist. I think I'm gonna drop some music this year too as well. Just
You
tap in with
should.
us at yeah. Tap in with us at distrckt.com. That's distrkct.com. And please tap in with the foundation and what we're doing at the foundation, which is District is that's distrkctis.org. And see what we're doing because we have a lot of programming for kids for the future, whether that be content creation, videography, photography, gaming, and audio engineering. In all of our classes, the kids get to walk away with certification so they have a trade that they can walk away with as well. And the beautiful thing is they can walk away with the trade and not be in debt as well. So
Look at
that
God.
was a key thing for me.
That's
Yeah. So
cool. So you got everything that they need, and they get certified at the end, and then they
Yeah,
can take that and move on to something else. If that ain't access, I don't know what is. So
yeah,
I'm definitely living for everything that you're doing. So
yeah.
what's next for Joblaq? Like, as far as your journey, like outside of this thing here, what's next? Because I only know if I'm watching your videos.
Yeah.
I know you got something brewing that we ain't talked about. But if you don't, or if it's something that you want to keep under wraps, that's
Yeah.
fine. I'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Now,
I'll find out.
now you're gonna see here in this next year, you're gonna see me ramp up on a lot of things and really, especially we've been waiting to build this space out, and that kind of was for me not a slowdown, but it was me being very strategic about how we move forward. But
Okay.
now God's really blessed me, and I'm like I said every day, I'm so thankful because this was the one thing that was missing, and to be able to have this space. And now I believe right now you're gonna see all type of hit records, you're gonna see all type of creative art. You're gonna see all type of videography, photography, whether that music videos or whatever. You're gonna see it manifest and be here and be created from this space. And I believe that the synergy is gonna really, really hope help take the city to the next level. And I just really want to get people from, the artists that I work with, from whether if that be a Ariana or that be a Jill Scott, to say like we want to come to Kansas City. I want Kansas City to be
Yeah.
a stomping ground for them. And so, but that's been my thing, and I'm about to hit these placements really hard and hit.
Yeah.
That's been really my mindset. Like after we get done with this, we're gonna hear a lot from YGKC. We're gonna hear a lot from Baby Line.
Yes.
We're gonna hear a lot from the district. And I'm just excited because now we're in a space that we can call home.
Well,
And
that's what's up. Well, definitely bring the stars out so I can get some interviews and I can get on
of
scene because I'm trying to
course,
really venture off in a red carpet activity out of town somewhere. So yeah,
yeah,
do
yeah.
that. Holler at me. Real quick because I know you got so much to do. Give us anything that you can think of that would be a fun fact. What is a fun fact about Joblaq? Whether it's something that you don't think is really fun but a good time for us, or something that we'll be like, you lying, he ain't into that, or that ain't. So give us something real quick.
Joe Black does not like being on the scene. That's the truth. It's not, I don't like being on the scene, but I know it's imperative for me to be on the scene and try to make things
Yeah.
happen. Um, but a funny thing, what do I have? I'm a big top, so if you ever want to meet me or want to challenge me to Top Golf, hit me up. We can
Ain't
go at
nobody messing with you in Top Golf. I don't know how to play golf.
it.
Ain't nobody
Me
nobody
either.
gonna challenge you. Mm-mm, nobody gonna
Me
challenge
either.
you.
Yeah, so, but yeah, but the most important thing is like I enjoy being my family. I enjoy, just, taking care of my family and
Yeah.
really, like I tell people all the time, like in this industry, like it's nothing perfect. I'm far from perfect. I've had my struggles and my ups and downs, but I'm thankful to my family for, staying consistent with me and
I don't know why you keep getting stuck. We're gonna give it a second, y'all. You stuck. Okay, so we lost him, so he probably come back in. But until he does, everybody from our area, Kansas City, Missouri, out of town, this hub is really going to be designed with you all in mind for you to be creative and do what you got to do, be exceptional in it, at it, creative wise, whatever you need. This hub is going to be that space for it. So make sure that you guys lock in, tap in with Joblaq, and obviously keep enough room in your teacups for new tea with me. But definitely follow him. If you're not following him, follow me if you're not following me, because we always have the dopest of the dope interviews popping off over this way. Live tea talks are moving massively. Thank you guys for being a part today. We lost Joblaq, but you got the message, you got the memo. So check us out. If you're in Kansas City, make sure that you are at the concert April 5th, which is the one of the hottest concerts of the spring. I'm not going to advertise it because ain't nobody paying me to do so. However, if you are in Kansas City, like I said, get to that hub once it opens up. If you are from out of state and you want to come down and get creative and get your thing on, do that too. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. You have been a delight, and thanks for sipping tea with tea.